Okay, it is 6 o'clock, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So first things first, where is Check or Treat gonna be held? I don't know, because we signed up for race and I don't know where it is. Does anybody know? Nobody knows. By the football field. Argent? I don't. Is it Argent? I don't know. Okay, well, we're going and we don't know where to go. But so we'll be there. If you want to come play a really cool game and win some candy, have candy. Yeah.
Any hints on what game it is?
Think Fallout and think hacker and think really poorly made. I'm not making fun of Seth, but he did make it. Anyways, it just works. Get some free candy. It shouldn't be that hard. It's all Reese's, so you better come. Ooh. If you have a peanut allergy, there's also almond joy. But anyways, so announcements. So this Friday is the last Friday in Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So for that, TechX is going to have the one and only Jack Resider and a Q&A. If you don't know who that is, Jack Resider is a whistleblower of a bunch of companies, I think, if I remember correctly. Basically, he's on the do not hire list because he is a badass. And he's a podcast hoster, hosts a podcast called the Darknet Diaries. Basically, what he does is he gets a bunch of people that have done illegal things on his podcast and talk about it. I think the most recent one was he had a guy from Canada who printed millions of USD dollars and, got a lot of money out of it. So it's pretty cool. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I recommend checking it out. And he'll be here this Friday. So come in here, check it out. He'll be here. That'll be cool. Well, not here, but it'll be on Zoom, but still, that'll be cool. Because, hey, why not? Anyways, other things that I should announce that I can't remember at the time. I think that's probably it. I think. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get started. So the meeting topic for today is, am I recording? I'm recording. Is word macros. So if you read the email today, you know about those free textbooks that you're going to get, on all these suspicious Russian and foreign websites. Yeah, that just happened to be in Word format. I mean, why else? But the plan for this week was actually going to be the 0 day that was exploited 2 weeks ago, where you could have a remote code execution in PDF files, and couldn't figure out how to do it because Googling just didn't want to show me how to do it. But the plan was going to be execute an RCE in a PDF file, and then execute another 0 day, which is found right after, which is a privilege escalation exploit, I think. Kevin probably knows about it. But essentially, the plan was to exploit a PDF or execute the code that would be full system control access, and then, I don't know, nuke something, because why not? You have full control access of the computer. But essentially, what the first exploit was some kind of manipulation of the file header to where you could execute shellcode. And the actual system privilege escalation was what's called a use after free exploit. So while you're running the code, while you're running Xcode, I think it was a certain driver. Essentially, when you allocate memory, let's say you allocate 20 kilobytes, 20 kilobyte block. It's fresh memory, you write stuff to it. Let's say I am putting a bunch of passwords into this memory block, hashing them, etc. And then after I'm done with a block, I free it. So when you free memory isn't zero, it doesn't go away. It's still there, just that section is marked for overwriting. The same thing with files. Let's say you learned this in digital forensics. If you delete a file, it's still there. Just that section of where it was in the drive is marked for overwriting. You can overwrite where it is. It's still there, but yeah. So that was the plan for today, but it didn't work. So word macros. Hi. So yeah, word macros are, oh yeah, first things first. Don't be dumb. I don't know how else to explain it. Please don't send malicious Word documents to your friends and pwn their computer. Okay, well, don't get caught doing it, essentially. If you do get caught, it's not our fault. We're just showing you fun stuff, right? So what is a word macro? So in Microsoft Word, you can create what are called macros, either automated tasks, basically just automating repetitive, brainless stuff. Like, I don't know, I made one in freshman year for 120, like the homework format where it's like your name, your section, the date, homework number. I did that in a macro and I was like, man, that's so cool. Look how smart I am. My roommate thought I was super cool and I was pumped. Anyways, so you can do that to make repetitive stuff done automatically, but these can be exploited because it uses Visual Basic for applications. So what Visual Basic is a programming language. It is basic, but Microsoft fiddled with it and make it a lot more fun, more applicable with the Windows API. So it's gives your Office programs a little more power to do cool stuff, making plugins. Like you can make games out of a word macro if you wanted to. And so how can we leverage this? Essentially, we can store payloads for client-side execution. We can have something malicious in there that, let's say when you open up a file, it runs and you're screwed, right? We can do that. So methodology is that it's scalable. So a lot of tools exist to obfuscate this Visual Basic code, essentially try to make it avoid antivirus detection, kind of like Shelter last week. Every time you run Shelter, it's a unique entry point obfuscation, essentially. So that's what they try to do. Or you can make an actual working macro that does something useful and just kind of poke in there and insert your own little maliciousness to bypass antivirus stuff. So in theory, say hello to Visual Basic. You can try to translate it. Basically, sub means function, subroutine. Dim is var. Call shell. I bet it calls shell. What's up?
Can you put everything on one line, or does it have to be like that?
The sub and sub, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. But I think you can basic before it. Yeah, I think. So let's just go ahead and crack on. So right here, we're using MSF Venom. That's Metasploit Framework Venom. This is a payload injector. Basically, you supply it with a payload, and it creates an exploit for you. Pretty straightforward. So in this case, payload P, tac T is Windows exec, and the command executing is calc.exe. What do you think that does? Calc.exe. It opens up calculator. Wow. So when a lot of people try to recreate 0 days that are exploits that are found out in the wild, they do a basic command, and very often it's just calc.exe because command prompt starts in Windows C drive, Windows System 32, I think, in most cases. So let's just go ahead and do that. And TACF is the actual format. VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, PSH, process shell, I think. What the hell is going on outside? Oh, they might be. That's probably right. All right, well, let's pull up Kali. Get it to where y'all can see it. All right. Paste, and we're gonna redirect that into documents. I don't know. Let's go with calc.text. And it's gonna take a hot second because it's generating a unique special macro for you. And it's taking a while because, Zoom and streaming up here. And yeah, man, this always happens to me. Come on, man, they can do it. It is technology. Yeah. Default couple of platforms, x86, 32-bit. And there it goes, payload size 193 bytes. So we can go ahead and pull it up, calc.text. So it looks terrible because it's obfuscated, kind of, sort of. Essentially, it's base 64 of all this command, so it looks trashy. But what we're going to do now is pull up a document to exploit. So I'm going to pull up my resume, because why not? I'm actually going to save a copy because I don't want to accidentally send a bug resume to a company. Could you imagine doing that? Nah, it's fine. Avoid it. All right. Ship it off to my OneDrive. That's my resume. So to look at macros, view macros, view macros. Currently nothing there. So we can make a random macro. We already had the macro code. Memo7 did that for us. So let's call it, I don't know, foobar. And then create. It's going to pull this up. We have this, Control A, Control C, this thing, Control A, Control V. Ta-da, done. Oh, antivirus, isn't it? Yep. Hold on. Antivirus is gonna screen. Turn off this pesky thing. I need to just turn it off because I never use it. Yeah, I don't want you on. Okay, what was I doing? So yeah, Control A, Control V, save. Get this thing out of the way. Done. Done. So macros in, malicious macro up. So view macros. So auto open and workbook open. These are we'll call them forwards. Essentially, they're like events. So auto open and then workbook open. When the file opens, it will execute that. If you can see that. So yeah. So I'm gonna close out of this awesome resume, and then I'm gonna pull up the resume, and then when it loads. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know you can do it. I did this literally 15 minutes ago. What's up? Oh, yeah, I do. View macros. View macros. Run. You kidding me right now? Why does this always happen to me? Oh, is it open? Oh, that might be why. Oops. All right, well, now we run it again. And then, oh my God. All right. It should automatically call it anyways, but we're gonna call this, God, come on, man. Awesome. Well, cool. Why? All right. It worked literally 4 hours ago. What's up?
You haven't worked 2007?
No, I've got the non. All right. How about this? We're just gonna skip ahead to reverse shells because those are funner anyway. Oh, okay. We're gonna make a reverse shell because that's better, and then maybe it'll work. So we make an exploit, make a listener. Same thing as with shelter. We make the exploit, perform it, then we set up a listening post for communication back. So grab my IP real quick. 27. Make it easy on myself. All right. So this one's slightly different. It's VBA.exe. It is runs an executable, which I will show. It's slightly different than the one before. And then we're going to pipe that into documents. Export documents. And that's going to take a while. So pull up this one, set up a listening post. So scripts are fun. That was going to take ages to pull everything up. Boom, boom. All right. You done yet? Nope. That's cool. Take your time. All right. So that's done. This is going to take a hot second. Well, since that's done, we can let's export the text. Yep. So slight difference than before. If you can read that. This code is split in two pieces. One is the macro. That's the thing we just did. Do it with number one. Number two is the data. So this is the hex dump that has to be added to the actual document. So slight difference. And we're going to copy this bad boy. Go to view macros. Wait, that's PowerPoint. Just kidding. Oops. All right. Macros, view macros, create macro. It better work this time. All right. Yep. They there. They're there. Okay. So now part two is this magic variable and these magic numbers, which I have to append to the end of the file. A little handy trick you can do is make the text really, really small. And OneDrive is going to start screaming at me. And there it goes. And then you select it all, change it to white. Yeah. Ignore the fact that there being two whole pages. One is empty, but that's not a big deal. Please don't dock it, by the way. You could also do that. So, yep. Save. All right, OneDrive, please don't fail now. This done listening yet? Yep, it's got a handler open, so it's ready. It's waiting for it. So saved. Now we X out and pull it back up. Resume exploited.docx. Welcome back. And we have a reverse shell. It worked. Awesome. Wow. And we have attached a reverse shell. We can do whatever we want. We can start smoking stuff. Let's see. I didn't show you all migrate last time I did reverse shells. So let's say you have an exploit and an executable. Somebody runs it, you get a reverse shell. They can X out of it before you do anything, and they might be okay. So what you can do is what can we migrate to? Let's go migrate to Notepad for example's sake. Migrate to this process. It'll take a hot second. So migration done. So close out of this. Still there. I'm still here. Can't escape me. You could pick something a lot more mean, like one of the certain Microsoft hosts EXEs. That way they can't get out until they shut their computer down. But if they don't know, they don't know. And from here on, you can do whatever we want. What else can we do? There's some stuff I didn't do last time. What else? Something fun. Come on now. I could reboot, but nah. Backgrounds. I can try to take a screenshot. Yeah, let's see. It might scream because there's no output. Oh, here you go. Oh, I have to pull up a CAC session real quick. Hold up. It's gonna take a screenshot of me taking a screenshot. But for those that don't know, WSL with Kali has what's called WinCAX. You can essentially remote into yourself and pull up a GUI Kali. Damn it. I don't know what's going on with this. It might be complaining because, oh, never mind. It worked. So yeah, I can pull up a Kali GUI like this. Where did it save it to? I already forgot. It was home something. This. All right. Yep. Yep. Ta-da. I can't do anything like webcam because it's already being used by Zoom, but you could literally just watch them. Like, for example, you know those guys that smash Indian scam call centers for a living on YouTube? What they do is, you know, the AnyDesk software, they basically just like use that to watch the people that they're exploiting. Like they're watching the cameras or they're watching the screens of the Indian guys. And they're like, okay, I can see what's happening here. I can remote into these victim accounts that they're hacking, and scamming, and tell them, hey, stop. They're scamming you, you know, stuff like that. So you can do a lot with Meta Interpreter. Oh, I forgot I had this in here. But yeah, it's a kind of a quick meeting today because, yeah. But yeah, that's Word macros. Please don't send a bugged Word macro to as your resume to anybody. Although it'd be funny as hell if you got into like some firm. It's like, hey, we're looking for an infosec analyst. Send in your resume and you burn them. I mean, it'd be funny as hell. I'd hire you.
That's how you get.
That's how you get hired immediately. What's up?
One thing to keep in mind is a lot of times when you download a Word file off of the internet, it will open a protected view where you can't edit, and that's not going to run macros.
That's right. Yeah, majority of, I think that's the standard now. Everything is
Yeah.
protected view.
So of course, if it's something that they're gonna have to edit, like make it so it's something that this person's gonna have to edit,
Yeah,
and then they'll say enable editing, and then boom.
yeah. So like, I mean, I always click enable editing on every
Yeah.
file I get anyways. So
Why wouldn't you, right?
exactly.
It's just a Word file.
Yeah. So I mean, given that, so going back to what I was gonna do, which was the 0 day for Windows, it's patched. It's too late now. We can't use it on up-to-date machines. So if you're running Windows 8 or Windows 7, or I guess Windows 8 is still not, it's not EOL yet. Windows 7 is EOL. That's still exploitable. You can smoke anybody running Windows 7.
What about this thing?
Vista 2, I mean, I don't know, 95, let's keep going back.
Windows Bob.
Bob, Windows Me. So, I mean, this is very crucial to stay updated because if you're not updated, you can get burned and you'll never know because they could be watching your camera and hey, it's the way it goes. But hey, that's how you do Word macros. What do we do next week? I think we're doing password cracking.
Yeah, I do hashtag when you steal your SAM file. Then use hashtag.
Yep. And plus, I think Chrome passwords, they're on your machine. Aren't those RSA or those something else? I think they're RSA. Kevin would know, right?
I don't know.
You don't know.
TeamViewer, TeamViewer's password usually is plain text.
That's TeamViewer. So yeah, but that's kind of it. I think next week we're gonna do password cracking, and then that's it for this quarter. And then challenge. Where is? Let's pull it up. Pull up the agenda. Yeah, you want to go hop up here? Sure. Let me pull up what we're doing next week because I also would like to know what we're doing next week. Yep. What's next? Yeah, password. That's next. Okay, so next week, password cracking. We're gonna start cracking stuff. That's fun. You know, John, Hashcat. What else can we do? You had a meeting on this last week.
There's a third one that I don't remember, that's Windows specific.
I know. I forgot. I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it's called too.
It's like, starts to go.
Not OPSEC.
Hmm.
Probably. But if you want to hop up here and do stuff, go for it. I mean, oh, I forgot to mention. So that was what I forgot to say before the meeting. So what we're going to try to do every week is that after ACE meetings, you are free to stay if you need help with your 130 or 120 220 series computer science engineering classes. Cyber, you're free to stay. We'll help you, or I will, because I work here. But I think Wednesdays, right, Megan? Wednesdays are our tutoring days at TechX. If you want help with anything computer science, cyber, come on in. You know, like the bark. Come on and do whatever you need to do. You can have a problem, raise your hand. We'll come help you. If you're upperclassmen, like 1 second. Upperclassmen, you want to help out, come on down. We're not going to force you, but it'd be pretty cool if we came on down. What's up? If you're in theory of computing, too bad. But also, if you want to project on the screen, you have to be on a TechX Wi-Fi, and it's a Google Chrome extension. If you want to watch Brandon, God, I forget your name. Sorry, Brandon, do a reverse shell in Python. It's Monday. It's Monday. He's doing a reverse shell in Python. That's pretty cool.
I'll get it set up. Copy paste some code.
Crack away.
Are you on the screen?
I just connected, so give it like a second.
You do have VS Code. Heck yeah. Where's the? Do you download it?
You're in the downloads folder.
Okay.
Downloads folder.
Yeah. Is there a particular place I
I
can
don't
shove
care.
this?
Stick them in the documents folder. One of them.
You don't have open and okay, hold on. I got this. I got this.
Oh,
No, I did code dot. I opened it in the directory. I am very crazy, John. I'm very crazy. All right, who wants to see something cool? So basically, what I have set up here is there's 2 Python files. One of these files is a server file. I'll just go ahead and show you. So one of these is a server file that, like John was saying, you have ports on a computer that you're using for networking. You know, you're either listening or you're connecting to another port, right? So what this does is it's going to bind to port 5003, and this server is going to sit and wait for a client to connect. So when John was doing his interpreter sessions, what he was doing is he was setting up a server that's sitting and waiting for the victim program to run. The victim program connects to the server, and then the server can send commands and whatever else it wants to do. So this is essentially the same thing, but it's in Python. There is a lot of network code here, but basically all this is doing is it's accepting a client connection and then sending a command. The client runs the command, just sends the output back. So on the victim side, I've set this thing to just connect to the local host, same port. It has a bunch of funky network code. It will receive the command right here, split the command, and it uses the OS library to run the command. No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It uses the OS library to get the current directory. It uses the subprocess library to actually run the command. So what we can do.
Isn't that OS?
OS.system is good, but it doesn't spawn a new process. It's this, yeah, you can just OS the system. That's what I use. I'm on John's computer. Wahahaha. And I can missing Suki. And I can run commands. CLS doesn't work. So ls, I can ls-l. Wall.
Yeah, wall.
Oh, I broke everything. Oh no, it's doing that. It's doing that freaking socket cycle thing. I'm just gonna change it. You know what I'm talking about? You close something too fast because Windows recycles so gosh darn slowly. So this is the basic premise. You can use a tool like Meterpreter, which will have built-in commands. A lot of times what you'll find is if you try to find people who definitely don't use it maliciously malware for fun that they're gonna upload to like GitHub, what they'll do is it's not always written as like a plugin for Meterpreter. Sometimes people just write their own stuff like in C or Rust or literally anything.
Go.
Well, there's entire websites dedicated to just taking your payload and just shoving it into another programming language. It just takes it and shoves it into Bash. Oh God.
Yeah, I read that
Let's go in incognito mode.
using like programming languages that are hard new
What do you
Rust
call
to write exploits.
What are they called? My brain is blinking. Bash beacons. Nope. Yeah, let's go with that. Reverse shell cheat sheet. Yep. Take a guess at what this command does. Anybody know? John, do you know what this command does? It basically sends a shell to the TCP socket for the other computer. Yeah. 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 Here's basically what I did using subprocess. This is a one-liner in Python.
They use SH instead of hash. So all the time you do it, and then you get SH instead of hash.
Well, SH is something different.
No, it is. It's smaller.
Yeah.
I like that.
You'll find SH on a lot more machines. A lot of busy box IoT devices will use SH instead of Bash, or they'll use busy box SH. PHP Ruby. I like the Netcat one. This one's great. This one just listens for stuff and shoves it into SH. Java. You can use Xterm?
Oh, you can use it. But
Huh. I guess you send a display back.
yeah, but I just want to do
Oh, here's a bunch of languages. Bunch of different Meterpreter shells. A UDP shell. Oh my gosh. Is there an IPv6 one in here? There's an IPv6 one. Is that dead? Is that Zord with dead beef? God dang it. How people got a Zord stuff with dead beef? John, do you want to kill a... John, are you killing Zoom or no? Okay.